Hi there, and welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show. You know, on this channel, I love to share tools that I needed and that I continue to need with you. Mindsets, action steps, things that I need to know, we need to know, you get to know, and the things that we get to do. You know, one of my favorite things is to figure out how to move myself to the next level and then do that. And then once I figured out, I love to share that good news with other people, which is why the Lisa Nichols Show was born. I didn't create this show because I needed to be seen and I needed another video and I needed to do another something. I created this show because you have been asking for tools. You've been asking for guidance. And I know that when you get the guidance, when you get the tools, you'll use them. And that's why this show exists. What I love about this show is reading your comments. We do things a little different around here. I bring you into this show with me. This is not my show, this is our show. And learning and sharing your BOLs, if it's your first time here, BOL means breakthrough out loud. Sharing your Yana moments. You are not alone. I love it when you do that. Shanice, you said from the episode, Find Possibilities by Shifting Your Energy. You said, quote, I have so outgrown procrastination. Oh, by the way, Shanice puts SOOOO. I've so outgrown procrastination. She goes on to say, it has limited my possibilities in the past and has broken the trust that I had in my own willpower, right? She says, BOL, breakthrough out loud. I have to do the things I am not doing to get the things that I haven't gotten yet. Wait, let me say that again, because when you get that one BOL and you live like you got it, Shanice, everything has to change. She says, I have to do, keyword, do the things that I am not doing to get, keyword, get the things that I haven't gotten yet. Girl, if you can live that, walk with that and talk with that and act like you know it, life cannot stay the same, my friend. And Shanika goes on to say about the same episode, quote, your failures are feeding you. She said, Lisa, I love it. I love it. Thank you. You're welcome. When you can look at your failures in a new way to say, my failures aren't just things I did wrong, but my failures are also feeding me information. Some of your greatest lessons will come inside your, what you call your greatest failures. If you can pull a great lesson out of an uncomfortable situation that may have cost you time, cost you money, cost you some emotions, then it wasn't all a cost. The price it paid you forward. It helped you to fail forward. If you're gonna fail, fail forward. You know, I think about the children in the backyard. I told you guys, I want to sit outside. I want to take walks with you. You're going to start seeing more videos with me doing lifestyle things, taking hikes, taking walks, cooking in my kitchen, sitting in my living room, just not having a stage. So when I'm outside my backyard, you're going to hear my neighbors. You're going to hear the children's laughter. And I think what better fuel to remind us that as a child, we thought we can do it all, see it all, conquer it all. And then things happen. And all of a sudden we begin to dim our light, question ourselves. So I love the laughter in the background. I hope you can hear it, because as I continue to share with you and you hear that laughter come up organically, naturally, remember that you had a time when you freed yourself from worry, from fear, and all you thought was possibility, possibly when you were a child. But sometimes we need to go back to that childlike belief, that childlike faith, that childlike courage, that childlike possibility. So as you hear my neighbors' children laugh and play and talk and run and scream and jump, let their joy, their possibility ignite yours. I don't think you ever manage fear. You just learn how to move forward with it. I don't think you can do something with fear to make it not be there, other than feed the part of you that has more assurance. So for me, when I'm afraid, it's because I don't know something. Okay, so go find out what you need to know. When I'm afraid of letting someone down, I realize that I took on the belief system that I have to always be perfect for them. So I talked to them about it. And when I realized that the people that are relying on me actually have more grace for me than I have for myself, they recognize I'm gonna get tired. They recognize you're gonna get tired. They recognize that you're gonna make mistakes. That the fear of failing takes away your ability to, it takes away the grace that you give yourself when you realize that you're not perfect. We have a tendency, and I say we, and I'm not saying we to point at you, I'm saying we because it's you and I. But we have a tendency to project our own fears on people around us. The people might, well, I don't want to let them down. No, sorry. Some of that could be your ego not wanting to let yourself down. But it sounds sexier to use other people. I use Jelani for so many things. Well, Jelani needs me to, and Jelani wants me to. That's my son. And Jelani never said that. I remember for years I said, I absolutely have to do this because Jelani's counting on me. And then I talked to Jelani about it, and he goes, Mom, do whatever you want to do. Then I was confronted with what are my fears? What are my concerns? So I would challenge you to say, is your biggest fear you're going to let them down? Or is your biggest fear that you'll let yourself down? Is your biggest fear that their livelihood count requires you? Or is your biggest fear that you're afraid that you won't be able to do, that you won't be able to provide for yourself? You know, I know that our children, our spouses, our loved ones, I know that they are an incentive for us, but it's unfair to put someone else's total existence on our shoulders. It's unfair for you to put someone else's total joy and total livelihood all on you. I call that sacrificial martyr move. Now, I'm not saying that to be negative towards you because I've had a lot of sacrificial martyr moves myself. But no one told you to suffer. No one told you to stress out. I guarantee you there's no one in your life that you're providing for that wants you to be unhappy, nervous, full of fear, anxiety ridden. There's no one. Even if you have to adjust your livelihood, even if you have to adjust theirs. So how about we stop taking on other people's joy? How about you stop taking on being responsible for everyone else's peace of mind? How about you do you? How about you allow them to witness you giving yourself everything you need and then loving them, serving them from your overflow? No, it's just an idea. How about you recognize that the beauty is in your imperfection? Learning how to move, learn, grow, evolve, leap inside of the fear, inside of the imperfection. How about you let them watch you learn? I notice that the pressure builds up every time we want the people looking at our lives to see perfection. We want them to see us pristine, see us have it all together. Ooh, you just signed up for stress. You just signed up for a lot of pressure, and they didn't even ask you to be perfect. You know, every year that Jelani had a birthday, every year on his birthday is the day after Christmas. And every year I would say, happy birthday, Jelani. Now remember, it's mommy's first time parenting a 7-year-old. Happy birthday, Jelani. Now remember, it's mommy's first time parenting a 10-year-old. Happy birthday, Jelani. Now remember, it's mommy's first time parenting a 13-year-old. Every year I'll remind him that it was my first time parenting a child his age. Not knowing what that would bring about. When he was 18 years old, I said something dumb and I hurt his feelings. I just was in my ego. And I said, Jelani, I'm so sorry. And he turned to me, 6'2", raspy voice at 18. He goes, it's all right, Mom. It's your first time parenting an 18-year-old. And the grace that I'd asked for the last 10 years came up. Because every year I invited him to remember that I'm not perfect and that I'm new at this. And that, like those kids that you hear in the background, that I'm trying it out for the first time. Sometimes it brings me laughter and joy, and sometimes it didn't bring me the result that I wanted. So there are people relying on you, but they've never asked you to give them your joy, your peace of mind. They never asked you to give them your lifeline. They never asked you to give them your freedom. They didn't ask for all that. And so the first thing you have to do is let them off the hook for being the reason why you do all of this. I want to invite you, do all of this for you. And if it doesn't feel good to do it, I got a crazy idea. Stop doing it. Because I can guarantee you 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, if you've lived for the last 10 or 20 years unhappy, and you turn around to that same person and say, I did it all for you, they're going to sit back and say, I didn't ask you to give me your joy. I would never ask you to be unhappy and overwhelmed or riddled with fear for me. I love you too much. So let's just assume that your sister friend is speaking on their behalf. Do life for you. Live life for you. Be joyful. And then support and encourage others around you on your way. But do it from a place of power, from a place of grace and ease. See, no one's here to burden you. You might have the opportunity to raise someone. You might have the opportunity to provide for someone. You might have the opportunity to share your life with someone. You might have the opportunity to be the caregiver for someone. But they're not here to burden you. They're here to give you the opportunity to see your strength, see your grace, see your compassion. So do what you do for others with grace and ease, joy and gratitude. And if you don't have grace and ease, joy and gratitude, go find it. Reconnect to it. And if it's completely done, then ask for some help. There's help out there. You probably don't ask for it a lot. But if you did, help will come a-running. Now remember, this show is not a monologue. I have no interest in being the only one talking here. On those other channels, you might not have room to give your opinion, your mindset, your belief, your aha, your BOL. But right here, not only do you have the room, the space, I'm requesting you to. I want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. You have an amazing voice, and we want to hear it. Now, I want to hear it here in writing. I want you to comment below on what did you learn about this lesson, about taking on the pressure of being everything for other people. I also want you to share with me in your video on Facebook or on IG. I want you to share with me somewhere where videos are. I want to see your face while you talk about this conversation. We're everywhere, right? If you're with me here, you're probably with me over there. So I want to see the video. What was the lesson that you learned from this particular episode? What did you need to hear? What was a BOL? I want you to leave your comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Come on, I'm your sister in the journey. I want you to subscribe, become a part of the tribe. We are now over 100,000 strong, and you are definitely welcome. I want you to look out for more amazing content, both from me and from your sisters and brothers in this tribe in the comment area. Remember, I'm your sister. I believe in you. I always have, and I always will, and I don't say that lightly. And when I say I believe in you and I love you, it's because I do, for no other reason than I do.